Enjoy 6 days of red hot deals when you visit OK Furniture's in-store or online to shop bedding, furniture, cellular, audiovisual, and home appliances. Remember, if you find any item cheaper at any other store, we'll beat it. Prices valid from the 28th of May to the 2nd of June 2024 while stocks last. Terms and conditions apply. iDiskiTV powered by Westwood Betting at iDiskiTimes.co.za. So it was a shock to hear Bongani Zungu amicably leaving Mamelodi Sundowns. It's not a shock per se because, of course, of his age, but what was shocking was that this season, actually, it was coming. He was coming, really, and then there were injuries. And then there was that incident at TS Galaxy as well with him breaking Bernard Parker's leg and whatever came out from that. And then there were matches that he clearly dominated where we thought he's down and out, he has nothing more to offer. He would play centre back. It's a hybrid of centre back, central midfield, and also a central attacking midfield in the same game as well. It was so impressive. And then Mamelodi Sundowns, they've not really announced it. He announced it on his social media pages that he's leaving Mamelodi Sundowns. A former Mamelodi Sundowns attacking midfielder, Tso Vilakazi. What's next for Zungu? We'll talk about that. But were you surprised that he's leaving Sundowns? What is your suspicion about why he left Sundowns?
Mr. Nkeo, to be honest, I was shocked. I was shocked already. I couldn't really believe Kuti, the boy is leaving Sundowns after, he did very well. At some point, I thought maybe they will call him good national team because of the way he was performing, the way he was playing that role, especially that role of being a defender and become a defensive midfielder.
Yeah.
He was brilliant for me. And I got disturbed, Mr. Nkeo, what pushed him to that point? Or maybe, one thing that came to my mind, maybe he's going to go to the Arabs. Saudi Arabia. I think that's one thing that came to my mind because I don't think there's any team really in South Africa really that will convince him.
Yeah. Before you go there, you were shocked, surprised, couldn't understand it. I too could not understand it, but of course you absorb news as they come along and say, "Oh, okay, that happened. Yes. I had nothing to do with it, but it happened." But that's what happened. When someone died, it's like, "Oh, that's sad, man." But there's nothing you can do. So it's a news story that happened. It happened. Nothing we can do about it. But what did you suspect happened? Because there is congestion kula midfield Sundowns. There are younger players who want to breaking into there. Every season you guys keep talking about Mkhulise. Mabuwe is also redefined as a central midfielder, really.
Yes.
He was once upon a time an attacker, now he's becoming a central midfielder. There's Mayema, there's Maseo Allende, and then of course Sundowns, every transfer window will buy someone. This time around it might be Jaden Adams, who is the reason why Zungu is leaving. So what's your suspicion? Clash with the coach, or ukubona ukuthi angeke ngidlale la imizuzu ekumele ngidlale ngeseason? What was your experience, suspicion?
Look, I think it's between him and the coach. I don't see even Adams coming in can make him leave. Because, if he's still there playing while Mabuya, Mkhulise,
Rivado has just extended a contract.
Yes, you see, so it tells you, Guti, it's not about him not breaking to the lineup.
We're not even mentioning him because he's so settled in that position. Agana competition.
No, there's no competition. I'm just counting the ones that they're fighting to be in the starting lineup. So if he managed to be ahead of them and play with Umukwena and Allende, it's not about playing for him.
But do you not think, like you've just mentioned so many players, do you not think it's about that?
No, it's not about that. For me,
it means you only play 7 matches in a season, or maybe 7 starts and 7 from the bench, which is 14 matches per season, whereas maybe you want to still play 30 matches and 40 matches.
The reason why I'm saying that, Mr. Nkeo, is because of when he gets to his form, he was playing regularly until he was out with an injury. And then when he got ready, he went back to the team. So it shows you it's not about him fighting for a position to play. It's between him and the coach. Because if he's been doing well and was out with an injury, and then Utemagaba read and came back to play, then it tells you Ngoguti it's not about him fighting for the position. It's about between him and the coach. Because if it was about him having game time, remember that he struggled when he came back. He struggled, and then Abum Kulis were playing, Mabuya were playing, and then he has to fight. You know, at some point he was fighting with the coach in terms of his weight. He has to do extra things and all of that. And then when he's ready, then the coach said, now you are ready to play. And so for me, it's not about playing. I remember we still have Usipombuli again.
Oh yeah, there's so many midfielders.
Yes,
so many midfielders.
So he managed that thing. When he's ready, when he's fit, he was playing and he was doing very well. So it's not about him having a challenge of playing. It's between him and the coach. Only him and the coach knows what's happening. Because even I think the whole Sundowns, even the chairman himself, I doubt that they really happy to see him leaving the team. Based on especially
no, I'm joking.
Yes.
They can find out.
For me, I mean, if that was the case, if that was the case, because Uvala caused them the season before we Champions League, and then caused them again, even the last one. So for me, it's between him and the coach. Only him and the coach, they will tell us the truth. What transpired, why he has to come to that point, because now...
And he's the one who announced it.
Yes.
Sundowns usually announce their departures.
Yes.
I think a lot of teams are just waiting for 30th June. It's they end on the 30th of June. So,
Yes.
But anyway, some teams have already announced. I mean, Chipa announced 16 people that they're leaving. Last one on him, and on this point, Gazong, because it was so shocking. You mentioned Arab at the beginning of this video. Is it Arab or Cape Town City? Like, sometimes you look at the landscape, and sometimes, and I think this is developing as well now, it's Njengoba abo Castro bahamba baya ku Chiefs, abo Billiard bahamba baya ku Chiefs, abo Kikentoli bahamba baya ku Chiefs. Chiefs fans don't like the idea of taking Sundowns rejects. We know Zungu is not a reject. He played really well when he was fit. He played better than many midfielders. I remember one Tuesday, we were talking about him the whole video. One Tuesday, because he dictated things, right? But there's a reality out there in the country, and I can't blame people. People who left Sundowns go to Chiefs, and Chiefs fans are like, no, ningasihlanganisi no Kemeta Rasmustin. Asimfuni mangabe Pirates ngamfuni nathi asimfuni. We're not going to take their rejects. Ningahlanganisi nabo bantu babuya ku Sundowns asimfuni mangabe Sundowns ngamfuni. Do you think that that's the reality even na ku boardroom yabo Chiefs, so that the only option for Abo Zungu, they can go to SuperSport, maybe they can go to Cape Town City, maybe, which is a mid-level teams other than the big three. If the Arab situation doesn't materialize, where in South Africa?
Mr. Gil, you know, one thing that people they need to look at is Sundowns, they've got their own way of doing things, in a sense that when players, like for example now Uzungu, Uzungu is leaving Elon Tuzan, he's not finished Uzungu. And if you can check all the players, the only thing that people don't get it right is that the type of football that Sundowns play and other teams, when the way they're playing, is totally different.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why you'll find the players from Sundowns, when they get to Chiefs, they will look as if they're finished, they're not good enough, and whatever the case may be. It's because of the style of play that the Chiefs they're playing. At some point, it doesn't suit those players. But in this case of Zungu for me, if you can go to Chiefs, you know, remind me about Donald Escuse in that midfield, Petro Kumbuto in that midfield, Thabo Mokiwe, you know, ball players. And if you look at the midfielder that the Chiefs are having now, they don't have a ball player. They don't have a thinker. So Uzungu, he's a thinker. He's good in marshalling the midfield. He comes, he's not a hard tackler. You know, but he's very smart to anticipate the movement is going this side, let me go there and then get the ball. You know, look at the way he was playing at Sundowns as a defender and become a defensive midfielder. But you'll never see him just having a take. The only incident that happens to him was the one Kapaka.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Yeah, and it shows you. That's one thing I always say. Ball players, they are not good markers. And when they go, ayo marker, you must know that's a foul. He's not going to get the ball. Look at the same applies to Alend. When he goes and marks, it's a foul. Every time. So ball players, that's why we do Zungu. He's very smart in terms of when he goes, he just wait for the action and then it goes to the point where he knows the ball is going to get there and then he gets the ball and then he play. It's rare. I think if that incident got Parker, beside that incident got Parker, there's nothing else. So you now when you analyze the player, you analyze based on the things like that.
So where could he go next locally?
He can go to Chiefs. I hope Chiefs will take him because he's become a leader. He knows what is it that needs to be done in that midfield. He knows if you can control that midfield, the Sundowns with big names, players that are playing in the national team, experienced players, Abo, Tembazwan, Allen, the international players. If he managed to control those players, I mean, he needs Amhlula with the young boys, Bala Ekaya, where he needs to marshal them and make them grow.
There you go. Thank you very much, Tso. And thank you very much to everyone who's watching as well. We really appreciate our followers, our subscriber base. We appreciate your contribution to the growth of this channel. Of course, iDiskiTV is part of iDiski Media broadly, and under iDiski Media, there's iDiski Times with our journalists, our incredible journalists. We have our digital paper as well, which we distribute to over 12,000 people on WhatsApp for free to get all of those interviews and those interesting rumors and transfer stories. You can go to iDiskiTimes.co.za if you want to find out how you can get that PDF document. You download it on WhatsApp, you read it. I read it every Tuesday when I receive it as well. So you can get yours as well. Siyabazi kabalandeli beKaizer Chiefs but we finish ngabe abadlali basuka kwi-Sundowns ngoba ke kudala bengasebenzi in recent history. Abasebenzi okukasta CBD xa ifika ngapha eNaturena ifike istark nje kuvaliwe ku-Central Business District Castro Billiard Dolly ivele yasebenza CBD so bathi ko finish abamfuni no Erasmus bathi ubaya kakho good enough ku-Pirates ngakulinga nizosityisa umgabho wenu abahlamba kahlale ngapha yabo. It doesn't matter ukuthi like what's the quality of because we watch these matches. I don't think there's a single person out there on the internet who watch more matches than us. Because you have to think, if Chiefs play 30 matches, and Pirates play 30 matches, and Sundowns play 30 matches, and then the Cup games, that's over 100. It's 100 and something games per season that we watch. And on top of the fact that we individually watch matches, I mean, I watch every game from the Euros, and so watches matches all the time, and Junior watches matches all the time as well. So our assessment of players is based on what you see. Until I see a Zungu who's not good enough, and I will say, not good enough. Just like any other player I've said, not good enough. What Tso has said, not good enough. What Junior has said, not good enough. It's based on assessment and watching. When we watch matches together there's not a cell phone. We don't allow, we're not like fans who are constantly updating on social media and then they miss 5 minutes of the game and they think they understand what happened. But anyways, iDiskiTV, iDiski Times, was betting. Thank you for watching.